I want you to picture something. Your child is dying. The doctors have given up. The hospice smells like antiseptic and finality. You haven't slept in 11 days. You've already started to grieve. Now I want you to imagine discovering, at 2:47 in the morning, from a nurse you've never seen before, that your child isn't dying at all. That she's being killed. Slowly. Deliberately. By someone sitting in the same room as you. Someone who knows every prayer you've said. Someone who watched every tear fall down your face and felt nothing but impatience. That is the moment Clinton Park's world didn't just shatter, it rearranged itself into something unrecognizable. And what he did in the next 6 hours didn't just save his daughter's life. It exposed a conspiracy so calculated, so ruthless, that federal investigators found 6 other families who never got their warning whisper. 6 other children who never made it out. Viewers, stay with me through this entire story. And before we continue, please like, share and subscribe. My name is Clinton Park. I'm a 42-year-old logistics manager from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and for the past 11 days, I've been living in a chair that smells like disinfectant and exhaustion. My daughter Lily, my sweet, bright-eyed 7-year-old, lies in the hospice bed before me, her chest rising and falling in shallow, mechanical rhythms. The doctors told us 3 weeks ago that the leukemia had won. They used words like palliative and comfort measures, words that felt like stones dropping into my stomach. My wife Jessica sits across from me, her face illuminated by the cold glow of her phone screen. She hasn't looked at Lily in 20 minutes. The room is dim, lit only by a single bedside lamp casting long shadows across the pale yellow walls. I can hear the soft beep of monitors, the hiss of oxygen, the distant murmur of nurses in the hallway. I remember the day Lily was born, Jessica crying tears of joy, whispering promises about the life we'd give her. Now that same woman sits in darkness, scrolling through messages I can't see, her jaw tight with something I can't name. This is where hope comes to die, I think. But I don't know yet that I'm wrong, that hope is about to arrive wearing the face of a complete stranger. Instructed. 12:31. It's 2:47 a.m. when the woman appears in our doorway. I don't recognize her, mid-50s, wearing scrubs with cartoon bears on them, her graying hair pulled back in a practical ponytail. She's not one of Lily's regular nurses. She glances at Jessica, who's finally dozed off in her chair, then steps closer to me, her eyes urgent, almost frightened. "Mr. Park," she whispers. "I need to tell you something, and you need to listen very carefully." My heart hammers. Is this it? Is Lily gone? "Your daughter's blood work from 2 weeks ago," she says, barely audible. I saw the original results before they were filed. Her platelet count was actually improving. Then the results were amended. I stare at her, my brain refusing to process the word. Amended? Replaced, she corrects, her voice shaking. I shouldn't be telling you this. I could lose my license. But I have a daughter too, and if someone was doing to her what's being done to Lily, I remembered something then. 3 weeks ago, Jessica stepping outside during Lily's consultation, returning with red eyes she blamed on crying. She hadn't been crying. Jessica stirs in her chair. The woman's eyes go wide with panic. "Check her medication log," she breathes. Then she vanishes into the hallway like smoke. It's the medication chart hanging at the foot of Lily's bed that breaks me open. My hands shake as I lift it free, flipping through pages of dosages and timestamps while Jessica watches me with an expression I cannot read. For the past 9 days, Lily has been receiving escalating doses of a sedative called lorazepam. Hospice standard, perhaps. But there's a handwritten note scrawled in the margin, initialed by Dr. Raymond Cho, Lily's primary oncologist, per family request, comfort protocol acceleration. Family request. I never made this request. I look at Jessica slowly. Her face has gone pale, but her eyes, her eyes hold something worse than surprise. They hold recognition. "Clinton," she says carefully. "We talked about this. About not letting her suffer." "No," I say, my voice rising dangerously. "We talked about keeping her comfortable. Not accelerating anything." Jessica stands, and suddenly she feels like a stranger wearing my wife's face. "It means letting her go with dignity," she says quietly, "instead of dragging this out for weeks." I look at Lily, her small chest rising, her dark lashes resting against hollow cheeks, and something primal and savage rises inside me. "Weeks." She said weeks like our daughter's life was an inconvenience with a deadline. "Weeks?" The word tears out of me like something wounded. Jessica doesn't flinch, doesn't cry, doesn't look away. Instead she sits back down, crosses her legs, and speaks with a calmness that terrifies me more than screaming ever could. 3 months ago, Jessica met someone named Bradley, a pharmaceutical sales rep from Phoenix. They connected at a conference, started talking, then started more than talking. "He made me remember who I was before all this," she says, gesturing vaguely toward Lily's bed. "Before hospital bills and bone marrow biopsies and watching our daughter disappear." I flash back suddenly to last summer, finding Jessica's second phone in her gym bag, confronting her, accepting her tearful explanation about a work line. I believed her. God help me, I believed her. "So you decided to speed it up?" My voice drops to something dangerous and quiet. "You decided to kill our daughter?" "I decided to release her," Jessica snaps, and finally I see emotion, sharp, defensive anger. "She was dying anyway, Clinton. Months at best. But Bradley has connections. He knows people who can help us once, after." She stops herself. But the silence that follows is louder than anything she said. I already know what word she swallowed. After. After Lily. Help us how? I already know. I can feel the answer rising like something rotten surfacing from deep water. "The life insurance," I whisper. Jessica nods without shame. $2 million, Clinton. Paid out within 30 days if death occurs in hospice under physician supervision. No investigation. No questions. We could start over somewhere warm. Somewhere without memories. I think about the memory box under Lily's bed, her first lost tooth, her kindergarten drawings, a photograph of her laughing on a Minneapolis carousel. Memories Jessica wanted to leave behind like old furniture. But there's more. I press her until she breaks, tears finally streaming as she confesses the gambling debts I never knew existed. Online poker during Lily's treatments, an escape, she said, that became a monster. $340,000 owed to people who collect with violence. They threatened you, she sobs. They know where you work, where your mother lives in Duluth. Bradley said he could make everything disappear if Lily she can't finish. I should feel only hatred. But somewhere beneath the fury I see the woman who held Lily first and wept with pure joy. Grief and terror had carved her hollow, and someone very calculating had filled that hollow with poison. I step into the hallway on legs that barely hold me. I need air. I need to think. Instead, I find myself dialing a number I haven't called in 6 years, my brother Samuel, a criminal defense attorney in Boston. We stopped speaking at our father's funeral, a bitter inheritance argument that split us like dry wood. But Samuel picks up on the first ring, his voice immediately sharp and alert. I tell him everything in a desperate hallway whisper. Silence, then, "Clinton, listen carefully. Don't confront Jessica again. Get Lily's complete medical records, everything from the past month. And find that nurse. She's your witness, but she's also in danger if someone's falsifying records at this level." What do I do? My voice cracks down the middle. You document everything, Samuel says firmly. Then you get Lily transferred tonight. Call it a second opinion, parental instinct, whatever. But you move her before they finish what they've started. I hang up and turn around. Dr. Cho is standing 3 feet away in the empty corridor, his hands folded in front of him, his expression carrying the particular smoothness of a man who has been listening long enough to know exactly how much trouble he's in, and has already decided what to do about it. "Mr. Park," Dr. Cho says with practiced calm. "You seem distressed." Everything about him feels wrong now, the sculpted neutrality of his face, the way he positions himself between me and Lily's doorway like a door that locks from one side. "Did you falsify my daughter's treatment records?" I ask directly. His expression doesn't shift. "Your wife communicated her concerns clearly regarding Lily's quality of life. As her mother, Jessica carries equal medical decision-making authority. The accelerated protocol was thoroughly documented." Documented with who? Because I never signed anything. He produces his phone, showing me a consent form bearing Jessica's signature, dated 9 days ago, authorizing enhanced palliative sedation. But something is wrong with the document. The hospital logo sits off-center at the top. The margin formatting is wrong. The font weight on the footer is inconsistent. I've processed enough logistics paperwork in 12 years to recognize a forgery. "You're in on it," I breathe. Dr. Cho's mask finally cracks at the edges. "Your wife was desperate, Mr. Park. I provided a solution. 20% of the insurance payout, Bradley arranged the structure. I don't remember deciding to move. But I feel my fist connect with his jaw, feel the sharp pain radiating up my arm, and watch him hit the wall. The next 6 hours dissolve into chaos, security guards, hospital administrators, Jessica screaming that I'm destroying our dying daughter's peace. Dr. Cho claims unprovoked assault, his jaw already swelling purple. But Samuel works fast from Boston, calling in 6 years of accumulated favors across Minnesota's legal community. By 9 in the morning, Lily is loaded into an ambulance, and I'm beside her, watching Minneapolis shrink through the rear window. Jessica stood in the hospice parking lot as we pulled away, phone pressed to her ear, eyes dry, calling Bradley. I watched her until she disappeared. At Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Dr. Patricia Reeves reviews Lily's case with deeply furrowed brows, cross-referencing 3 weeks of records against her current blood work. "Mr. Park," she says carefully, "your daughter's current counts are inconsistent with end-stage leukemia. Her platelets are nearly normal. White blood cell response is actually functional." I grip the chair arm. "Meaning what exactly?" "Meaning," Dr. Reeves says, setting down her pen with deliberate care, "someone has been administering a compound designed to mimic leukemia deterioration while suppressing her body's actual recovery." I look through the glass at Lily sleeping, small and pale but breathing steadily, and I feel something shift permanently inside my chest. She was never dying. She was being killed. The FBI arrives on day 3. Falsifying pediatric medical records to fraudulently claim life insurance constitutes federal conspiracy. So does the rest of what they uncover. Jessica, Dr. Cho, and Bradley are arrested simultaneously in coordinated raids across Minneapolis and Phoenix, a choreography of consequences years of choices had been quietly rehearsing. The investigation surfaces 6 additional cases. 6 other children whose end-of-life care Dr. Cho accelerated in exchange for insurance percentages Bradley structured and collected. 6 families who received no warning whisper in the dark. The nurse who warned me is named Sandra Whitmore. She'd been documenting Dr. Cho's pattern for 8 months, too frightened to come forward alone until she saw Lily, she told investigators, a father who still believed his daughter was worth fighting for. Her testimony becomes the foundation the prosecution builds everything else upon. Jessica receives 15 years. Dr. Cho receives 25. Bradley receives life without parole. I testify at all 3 trials, and at each one I place Lily's most recent blood work on the stand beside me, not as evidence, but as a reminder to myself of what almost happened in that dim room while monitors beeped and a mother scrolled through messages in the dark. 6 months later, I'm sitting on a bench in Rochester's Quarry Hill Park watching Lily chase ducks near the pond. Her hair is growing back in dark, wild curls that catch the late afternoon light like something defiant and alive. She laughs, genuinely, freely, and the sound moves through me the way sunlight moves through water. Samuel sits beside me. We've been rebuilding slowly and carefully, the way you rebuild anything that was broken by carelessness and grief. You ever wonder if you could have seen it? He asks. The signs she was breaking? I watch Lily for a long moment before answering. I was breaking too. We both were. But she chose to break in a direction that would have taken Lily with her. Lily sprints back toward us, breathless and bright-eyed. Dad, I almost caught one. I pull her onto my lap, pressing my face into her curls, feeling the fierce, steady drumbeat of her heart against my chest. My phone buzzes, a blocked number. I answer without thinking. Heavy breathing, then Jessica's voice, flat and distant through the prison line. You ruined my life, Clinton. I watch Lily return to the ducks. No, I say quietly. You made your choices. I hang up. Block the number. And I hold every remaining second like it was always the miracle it actually was. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share.